infinite money glitch for SMMA. Hey guys, in this video, in the next few minutes, I'm going to take you through how to turn your SMMA into the infinite money glitch. And I'm going to go through the 5 money models that you need in order to do that. So with that in mind, let's stop talking and jump into the training. Okay, so these are the 5 money models that you need to focus on in order to grow your agency. Now, we've worked with over 200 agency owners over the past 12 months. We have a really good success rate where at least 1/3 of those agency owners that come through into our incubator will hit a 6-figure run rate within about 90 to 180 days. If you're interested in applying for the incubator, there's a link in the description. Now, with that in mind, let's go into these 5 money models. So in 2025, running an agency is going to be a lot harder. Now, what really most agency owners do is they follow the old way of running an agency, right? So the old way of running an agency is where they will typically choose a niche that is seriously like oversaturated. So they will go with, I'm going to work with HVAC, or I'm going to work with med spa, I'm going to work with fitness centers or gym owners. And the fact is that all of these markets have been pretty rinsed. I know that Charlie Morgan wrote a post that there's no such thing as a saturated audience. I think that's BS. And I'm not saying anything bad about Charlie Morgan, because it's a fairly common thing that a lot of these agency gurus will say, is that there's no such thing as saturation, but actually there is. And the reason is that the reason is that it's a simple math problem, right? So if you have, say, 1,000 people in a certain niche, right? So let's just say there's 1,000 med spa owners, and then suddenly what happens is there's maybe 300 med spa agencies, right? So if this is the number of med spa owners, okay, and then this is the number of med spa agencies, there's not really going to be enough med spa owners who actually there's a demand for marketing services, right? Because out of those 1,000 med spa owners, there's probably only going to be 20%, which is 200, that actually have demand for marketing services, because the other ones are fully booked. And so typically what's going to happen is there's too many people serving the same audience. And what happens in that case is that the cost to acquire a client is a lot harder. Okay. And so there's 2 things that you can play with in order to fix this problem. So this is the main problem. I'll just restate it. Most agencies pick a saturated market like HVAC, med spa, gym. The amount of times we get people signing up for our incubator and they come in and they say, yeah, like I've chosen my niche and it's med spa. And I go, oh, crikey. That is a hard niche because there is a lot of competition. Now, I might get someone commenting saying, I get really good appointments for med spa, which is fine. Congratulations. But the fact is that these are typically saturated niches. Now, the way to deal with that is, like I said, there's a couple of things that you can play with. Now, the first thing is, if you're a fairly inexperienced agency owner, you need to go for the lowest hanging fruit, okay? So you don't want to be trying to, solve the hardest problem. So you don't have the capacity to build a subscription service. You don't have a capacity to code a software. You don't have a capacity to run high volume outbound dialing. You don't have the capacity or the knowledge to create high volume ads or high performing performance-based advertising. So you need to go with something that's a model that is simple and a model that is easy to win, right? You need to find the right environment for you to win in, okay? And so the first thing that we look at is the audience. Now, what a lot of people recommend, and I used to recommend this, is you should find a niche first. But I actually think that's wrong. And the reason I say that is the niche really pigeonholes you to working with one type of client, and that means your cost per acquisition is going to be restricted and defined from day one. Okay, so what I mean by that is if you pick a niche like med spa because everyone else is doing it, and you try and market to that med spa, what you'll find is because there is this market structure already where there's 300 SMMAs targeting 200 people, the cost to actually get an appointment, maybe in 2018 was like $10, and now the cost to get an appointment is $100 simply because of the competition, right? And so the way that you overcome this problem, right? I'm just going to add a little label here, CPA example. So CPA means cost per acquisition for med spa. CPA example for med spa is it's gone from $10 in say 2020 to $100 in 2024 simply because of the saturation. The way to deal with that is you go with a broad audience. And how you might be thinking, how do I tap into a broader audience? Now, the easy way to do this is through defining a really good acquisition channel. Okay, so we're going to introduce acquisition channels. So acquisition channels, if you've read any Alex Hormozi, you've been on YouTube for any period of time, an acquisition channel is a way to get clients. Okay, so a good example of an acquisition channel could be Facebook ads. Another good acquisition channel could be cold email. In fact, these are the two channels that I would use to find an untapped audience. So here's the thing. A way to find an untapped audience is to use these two channels. Now, the reason is you can do high volume reach with these two channels in a short period of time. So the two defining factors of these channels is it's high volume, it's high reach in short time frame, okay? And so what that lets you do is quickly define where there is demand in a given audience. So what this lets you do, find where demand is in a given audience, right? And that helps you pick the right audience. So here's the thing. If you talk to any marketer, the first thing they'll say is you want to, like any good marketer, the first thing they'll tell you is the most important factor in the success of your campaign is going to be the audience that you select, okay? Now, you don't want to select an audience based on, this is what newbies do. They select an audience based on their passion, or even worse, they'll select an audience based on some YouTube guru. Oh, I'm doing med spa, I'm doing gym, Now, the issue is saturated niches are really hard, like I've mentioned, to get appointments in. The cost to get an appointment is just, it's too expensive. Like it's from a business standpoint, what you got to understand is a good business gives you a good return on investment. So if I spend $1,000 on a business and it makes me 100,000, that's 100 times return on investment. That's amazing. Okay. Now, the easiest way to start an SMMA and to launch and scale an SMMA is to find an audience where it's cheap to get appointments in and it's cheap to get clients in because it's going to cost you less to get a client. And your ROI, because the cost to get a client is lower, your cost per acquisition or cost to get a client, because it's lower, it's going to give you a higher ROI, and it's going to be easier for you to close clients in that market because there's less competition. When you're in a very saturated market and you're offering the same product, right, you're going to have to do a lot of jumping through hoops to make it look like your product is different. So if all of you guys are doing Facebook ads for your market, you're going to have to do a lot of jumping through hoops to go, actually my method is different, right? So that's why there's all these acronyms called AIGA, I've got a LGA, I've got a AGA, a growth agency, growth creator, all this bullshit, right? All that is just all these different terminologies to try and make it like what you're doing is different, okay? So the way to truly offer something different is to truly offer something different, right? TikTok ads, Google ads. I have a software that's not go high level, that's actually a software that is specifically designed for your niche. Anyway, back to the story. So the story is this. What you can do is run high volume Facebook ads and cold email to find where demand is in a given audience. Now, this is exactly what I did. I did this in 2020 where I ran an ad and said, I can guarantee you XYZ result. I'll tell you the niches that I got. I got mortgage brokers, I got real estate agents, I got hypnotist coaches, I got business coaches, I got tradies, plumbers, I got financial planners, I got accountants, I got fitness personal trainers, lots of different people. I got like a skin clinic, ironic. And what that let me do, I got real estate agent, I think I already said that. What that let me do is work with a few different clients. Now, I was able to get to $10,000 per month in like 2 weeks, okay? Because I just closed them. Now, what I'm going to quickly offer you guys, if you're watching this video and you've made it this far, is a complete system on how I did what's called an easy start offer. Now, an easy start offer is what you can present clients to quickly get cash in the door. It's easy for them to start pay you money so you can start getting results for your clients and start actually making money in your agency. If you guys want to see how the easy start offer system works, which is how I got to $10,000 per month in 2 weeks in 2020, comment easy below in the comment section and I'll send you a copy of that training. So I had 10 different niches, and what it let me do is get money quickly, okay, which is what you want as a business and as an agency, is you want to get money in the door quickly. And then I actually figured out which client I was able to get the best results for. Now, this is where ease of delivery comes in, okay? So ease of delivery is basically exactly what it is. How easy is it for me to deliver results for clients? Now, what you'll find is that different industries require a different solution, okay? So if you do lead generation, you've got to understand that what people really want is a return on investment. So if they are bad at closing, you don't want to be a lead generator to a business that is bad at closing, because they're going to blame the leads, okay? So this is where you need to look at the full stack solution, okay? And think about actually solving the problem, the end-to-end problem that your clients face. Now, what I discovered is that the easiest results that I could get for clients where they weren't hassling me and they were happy with the results was in the real estate niche, okay? And I actually developed a product where I had an end-to-end solution basically for the real estate niche. And that allowed me to scale that up to $50K per month, $500,000 a year, okay? I was able to do that within about maybe 6 months because I had a clear idea of how to get results for those guys. And so what that let me do is then go back to the audience, and I selected real estate agents as the audience. Now, what that let me do is create an offer market fit based on what I knew the audience wanted, okay? So let me backtrack. So the first thing you want to do is use Facebook ads and cold email with high reach, short time to determine where demand is in a given niche. Then that will help define your audience. Now, once you've picked your audience based on the ease of getting the client and then ease of delivery, okay? So I discovered it was real estate. Then you want to put together a nice offer market fit. Now, here's the thing. You don't need to overcomplicate this. What I discovered is that real estate agents basically just want appointments. And this is back in 2021, mind you. So 2020, mind you. So I discovered that really real estate agents want appointments. It doesn't need to be that complicated, okay? So I just offered appointments, okay? And then I was able to quickly close clients with like $50 per day ad spend, very low acquisition cost, and then I was able to get up to $50K per month. And so that is how I kind of built the agency to $50K per month. And now this is how I was able to then build the agency to $50K per month and then only work 20 hours per week, is I opened up cost of delivery. Now, cost of delivery is basically delivering your clients the same results without you working in the business, okay? So from a kind of like practical standpoint, if you're doing all the work, you're paying in time, okay? Now, at one point, I was doing all the work, okay? I was paying in time. But what I wanted was a business where I didn't really have to spend all my time in it. So then I was paying in capital, okay? Now, what I discovered is that for me to deliver the same results for my clients without me working in it, I needed to fulfill multiple roles, okay? So I needed to have different roles that I paid money for to deliver the results for those clients. Now, if you guys want to know the 5 roles, actually it's the 4 roles that you need in your SMMA to grow but crush down the hours that you spend in your agency each week, comment hours below and I'll send you that training as well. Just making sure that you guys are engaged. So what I discovered is that with the cost of delivery, I was either paying in time and paying in capital. And so paying in capital allowed me to buy back time on my calendar. So I eventually got to the point where I was only working maybe 20 hours a week, okay? And I was making 50K at a 60% margin, which means I was making 30K per month profit. And it took me 6 months to build that business at 30K per month profit, which is amazing, right? So this is the model, okay? This is the model for 2025. The old way is to pick a dud niche that's overly saturated, where there's more agencies than business owners. That makes the cost to get a client in that niche too high. And so what do you do instead? Is you use these 2 methods to get a high reach in a short time, to find where the demand is, figure out, like close clients in lots of different niches, figure out which one is the easiest to get results for, then replicate that process, find offer market fit, determine your cost to get a client, determine your cost of delivering to that client, and then scale up the machine, right? 50K, 60% margin, 30K per month profit. Easy peasy. That's literally how you do it. So thanks for watching, guys. That is the infinite money glitch. Now, when I say infinite, like you can literally just keep scaling this up. And as you scale up the cost, like getting more clients coming in, you can start to add in more niches. And that's how you build a $1 billion company. Is you just have different product lines, different audience lines that you model, and you replicate this process over and over and over again. So yeah, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll speak to you soon. If you guys want help with anything scaling your agency, we're actually shut off running ads for our offer because we're focusing on building something new in 2025. But if you guys want to apply for the incubator, we're only taking on a very limited number of clients. Comment below, don't comment below. There's a link in the description. You can book in a call with our team. Thanks for watching, guys. Speak to you soon. Cheers.